Absolutely. I mean, build in whatever relationships that are necessary to be able to increase our economic development here inside City of Toledo and Northwest Ohio. The whole time I was over there, I was not only talking about the City of Toledo, I was talking about Northwest Ohio, because this is probably one of the most under-marketed regions, I probably would say, in the whole state of Ohio, and probably a pretty majorly under-marketed spot in the whole United States. We have a large potential. People always talk about it because of where it's located, and we've never, ever leveraged that. And so when are we going to? And so I'm saying that the time to leverage it is right now, because we can. I'm open-minded to the ability to go to other countries and see other people, and I think we can make this thing work in a very great way. See, one of the things that I like about Toledo is we don't really get caught up in national political scenes, and it's hard to get caught up in that when your own boat has a major hole in it. My whole concept as a mayor is to be able to fix this boat we call Northwest Ohio and Toledo and patch it up any way we can, okay? And we can get into politics, but that doesn't put food on the table for people. What we have to do is figure out how do you develop those relationships and collaborations that will be necessary in the future to be able to create the appropriate economic development, and not just necessarily on a city level, but maybe even possibly nationally. I think we have to be looking at that, because if we keep doing things with the way we've been doing it, obviously it's not working. And we need to recreate and figure out exactly what we need to do differently to be able to move into the future. The question is, do they want to do business with you? And that's the biggest issue. So in a way, you're marketing your region, but you're also marketing yourself.
So what do you think? Do they want to do business with us?
I would say that we have developed a very good friendship with our initial visits to China. And in fact, we've had 2 delegations that have already come here within that 30 to 45 day period that we've been back. And that's a pretty quick turnaround in a situation where when you started, the people didn't know who you were, or even that you existed in the world, that they felt comfortable enough to come over here and actually say, okay, let's come over and see Toledo, let's come over and see Northwest Ohio. Let's see what we might possibly be able to do as a partnership based on a invitation by this office to come here. And we anticipate that in the next 45 days we'll have another group that continues to coming over from that same area to be able to also look at the prospects of being able to do business in Toledo. They had studied and understood how Toledo is very much involved with renewable energy, and they quoted some of the companies, Sunlight, First Solar, and places like they knew this stuff. And the concept of being able to bring more Chinese students to the U.S. or be able to bring U.S. students to China to establish branches, possibly of a university in various cities in these countries in China. Education is a very big point for them, and the idea concept of being able to establish partnerships with U.S. universities was actually a really good thing. And so that came up multiple times at meetings, and it was pretty interesting because they understood about the university. A lot of times in these types of positions, mayor and political positions, a lot of things are done for political leverage as compared to being genuine. I believe that we can create anything we want to create during this period of time that I'm mayor, as far as being able to enhance sister cities to the point where we get students traveling back and forth or whatever. In fact, this morning I just met with 2 representatives of sister city to talk about real versus Memorex, meaning that we bring all these cities in and we say they're our sister city, and then after we do the paperwork, we never do anything proactive with them. And what I'm saying is that we need to start doing that. We need to be more proactive. If we're going to include somebody in as a sister city, what does it take to do that? And let's figure out how to leverage economic growth, cultural growth, and everything else that can be gained from that with the individuals that we make our sister cities with. And China would be one of those countries that, if we have a relationship over there, we should nurture it and make sure that it is real. To that means we had a sister city by the name of Xingwen. We have a sister city by the name of Xingwen Dao, They are, they've been a sister city to Toledo for probably 25 years. Two of their representatives came to Beijing, met me, and said, you know, we've been a sister city to you for 25 years, but you all have never, ever, you know, from the government portion, come to our country. We want to do things with Toledo, economically and possibly with university and things like that, but calls have been made to this office in the past that have never been returned. So what does it take if you're going to call us a sister city to be able to get these things done?